Hello, good morning. It's Monday morning and we have a whole morning full of things to do. But before I do anything, I need to clean my mat. Now, this is my brother mat. It is still the original mat that came with my machine. And as you know, we've done lots of cuts. And as you can see, we've had lots of putty tats walking over it. Every time I take a mat out to put something on the mat, I have somebody walk over it before I can put it down. But that's just what happens when you have helpers in the studio. This morning we're going to be covering some of the information about the Cricut Maker, the different adaptive tools available for the machine. And my brother's going to be cutting a very intricate lace in foil vinyl, which is very, very thin. So that's going to be fun. So stay tuned and watch what we get up to. The best way to clean a mat, of course, is good old-fashioned baby wipes. And as you see, if I can just... When you start cleaning, it does really come clean. And if you let it dry naturally by itself, it becomes sticky again. These are new mats, so they will be sticky for quite a while. I'm not going to put a mat saver on today because I want to see if the Autoblade picks up the thickness of this vinyl. So it's going to be very interesting, and I will come back when I load the machine and show you the settings. 2 minutes of rubbing and we have one beautiful clean mat. The original lines you're seeing with that very first cut that I did, that did cut through. But you know what? I don't mind, because if it had cut right through my mat, I in fact would have just put a piece of tape over the back and carry on using it. Right, let's load our machine. This is the butterfly I'm going to cut this morning. This is a 12 by 12 mat here in the background. Now this software looks different to anything that you guys normally use because I'm using Sure Cuts-A-Lot 5 Pro. Two reasons why I like the software. A, because it's easy, and B, which is the best thing out, it writes to all my different machines. So I didn't need to get to know you just see my connections, manage cutters. I didn't need to learn how to use my brother's software and my Silhouette software and my I still had to learn about Cricut. We'll get to Cricut now. And my K&K software and the Puzzleview software. I opted for one program that could write to all those machines. And the wonderful thing about this software is that there is virtually not a cutter that has been manufactured that they cannot write to, except the Cricut. Cricut, Provocraft got into a legal battle with this company and Make the Cut. They did not want their machines involved in the software. They wanted everybody to use their own in-house brand of software, which in those days was actually called Craft Room. Today it's called Design Space, which is a new updated version. Great software, which we'll be doing when we do the Cricut machine. But this software, which you'll see me using quite a lot, for obvious reasons, I mean, that is all the different machines it can write to. Now, I don't have that many machines, but trust me, I'm trying my damnedest to get them. I have, obviously, I mean, I like this. I've got a Cameo 1, Cameo 2, Cameo 3, and Cameo 4, plus the Curio, plus the Portrait. And it even writes to the old SD, which was the very first machine. I've got a couple of other machines as well, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. What we are going to worry about is I'm going to save this. So I'm going to basically export this file in my software. It is an SVG. I'm going to leave it as an SVG, and I'm going to take it over to the machine on a memory stick. So we put our USB stick in on the side of the machine. It's on the right-hand side. We're going to come to our screen and we're going to retrieve our data. The data is on our USB stick. And I'm going to take the baby elephant for now. There she is. I'm going to say, yes, that's great. I'm going to just move her slightly. Say, okay. Okay, what do we want to do with her? We want to draw, we want to cut her. And the rest would be your normal process. I'm not going to do her right now. I want to do my butterfly. And what was really interesting here is that for some unknown reason, the system would not read that butterfly. And I couldn't quite work out why. So I went to my Sure-Cut software and I converted it to a FCM file, which is a Brother file. And I figured out, I think that it's actually just a fraction too big for the mat that is selected. So I just want to make her slightly smaller because that seemed to take away that problem. Say okay, 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 and okay. And what do we want to do? We want to cut. Now we have to remember, because I'm going to cut with a very thin vinyl, I'm going to take my machine firstly and put it onto a half cut. Yes, so I definitely want half cut on, and I'm going to take a little bit of my pressure away and just see if that's going to help, because we're going to cut an extremely thin foil vinyl. I just love the look of this. I thought it would be so pretty if we put one of these butterflies on the desk. So I'll be back in a moment. I just want to get my mat set up for you. My mat is nice and clean, and I've applied my foil vinyl. I've used a brayer because I really want it to adhere well. And unfortunately, because this vinyl has been in a tube, it's very rounded. So I've left it and rolled it like that, which is fine. I can cut it off. It probably would be better. But at this stage, I'm happy with that. But make sure your vinyl, especially if it's been in a roll, adheres really well, because you don't want it to start curling. This is almost like a metal-based foil. It's pretty almost stubborn, for want of a better word. I've cut my bottom off, and I've added a little bit of masking tape in my corners just to help hold it down. Now you don't want anything across the top of your mat, because the machine needs those registration marks to in fact be able to read that your mat is correct. Now you're going to have a little bit of a glare, I apologize. Okay, and we've loaded our mat. Just make sure that this is down nice and neat. And I think I'm going to do a test cut just to make 100% sure. I'm going to just move that from there. Okay, and I want to just move my test cut to that corner. Wrong style. Okay, and start. Here's my little test cut. And what this will do is it will do a small cut to check if our pressures and things are correct. We might need to make it less, we might need to make it more. Nope, that didn't cut. So I'm going to go back to... and I don't want to start, so I'm going to quit that cut completely. My test, I need to change my, if you look there you'll see it didn't really cut through, so I need to put that pressure back. Please select, we want to cut. I just need to put a little bit of that pressure back that I've taken away. We're doing a half cut as it is, so let's put that back down to 1 and see if that will make a difference. I'm going to do a test cut again. I'm going to move my little block up a little bit just so that I can see it's not cutting over the same place. Yes, and there you go. So it is a good cut. I'm happy with that. It hasn't cut through my paper, so I think we can start. Now I'm not going to sit here for 25 minutes holding the camera for you. I mean, we're going to obviously just keep checking in every couple of minutes. I'm going to let the machine carry on cutting, and I'm going to do part of the Brother introduction for you. For those that are joining us for the first time this morning, this is the new Brother SDX 1200. Miles and miles apart from the original models, and I'm very proud to say that it's a beautiful, beautiful baby to play with. Very user friendly. At this stage not connected to a computer at all. The cut that we're busy doing right now is in fact being loaded as a file through my USB. The machine is Wi-Fi enabled as well, which makes it so easy. If you wanted to just send it, you get the options to do it from the internal computer, your PC, or through the clouds. It's incredibly interesting. What I do like is the fact that my machine tells me as it's going how much longer it's going to be. So we'll check back in again and show you what this machine is doing and as it's doing it. Alright, so our machine is finally finished. And I'm going to say okay. I'm going to take my mat out. And I have to say it looks pretty good. The only place I had lifting was one little piece here. The rest of it looks fantastic. Let me go and weed it and then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to apply this to my table. So I'm going to start weeding now. What I've done, normally I would put this on my light pad, but I don't need to because I can see pretty well where my lines are. And I've taped it down just to keep it, because it still wants to roll itself up. And what really comes in handy when you're doing this kind of fine work is a good selection of very sharp tools. And as you can see, I pretend I'm a surgeon. I even have a surgical scalpel. The best tool I find, don't laugh, I dropped this one on its point, and if you look at the point, you'll notice it has a fine little hook, and it looks like a dream. But I wouldn't advise you to try that, because I promise you if we did it deliberately, it would never work again. I'll show you back a couple of minutes' time.